Alright, welcome back. Sorry it took me so long. Oh, wait, this is YouTube. Time doesn't matter. I could have waited 3 days and then just posted these videos and nobody would give a crap. Okay, so before I was on my NFC predictions, playoff and all that stuff, say who's going to the Super Bowl on the NFC side. Now I'm going to do the AFC side and the Super Bowl. I'm not going to do any of the trophies or any of that other stuff. None of the awards. I don't do that. I'm just talking about the teams, the playoffs, and the Super Bowl. And the seeding for the playoffs. But I guess that counts under playoffs. Anyway, so I'm going to start with the AFC North. Don't bash me for this one, okay? There's a team last year that had a dominant defense. In my opinion, they had a mediocre offense, but they went to the Super Bowl and they won. Yes, I'm talking about the Baltimore Ravens. They had a mediocre offense, in case nobody could tell. Ray Rice. They got Ray Rice, okay? There you go. Ravens fans, you got Ray Rice. Joe Flacco's overrated. That receiver of his is overrated. Ray Rice, Michael Orr, maybe. Maybe. But nobody pays attention to Michael Orr anymore. I mean, people haven't paid attention to him since The Blind Side came out. So, Baltimore Ravens, you gotta think. Ray Lewis has left the team. And I'm not saying he left the team as a player. Yes, he left the team as a player. Of course he did. But he also left the team as an emotional leader. If Ray Lewis isn't on the field, that spark isn't there. I'm going to take this last year. Week 7. The Houston Texans had just come off of a horrible loss to Green Bay. The score was like 44-28. So you can imagine what kind of effect that had on Houston. You know, not just that, but accounting for the fact that that was their first loss of the entire season. Then they come back, they beat the Baltimore Ravens 43-13. That proves that without Ray Lewis there, the Baltimore Ravens ain't crap. Okay, so 9-7. Baltimore Ravens 9-7. Cincinnati Bengals 11-5. Andy Dalton, they could improve. He could improve. The defense is the main working part of that team. That's a trend I've seen. The AFC North, the more dominant sides of their teams are the defenses. Except the Browns. Back in the day, when the Browns were actually a decent team, their offense was really good, but, well, the Cincinnati Bengals, 11-5. As I was just mentioning, the Cleveland Browns, 6-10. Come on, they're not going to do good. They never do good. There's really no chance. Pittsburgh Steelers, I've heard rumors that Ben Roethlisberger is actually retiring. I'm not sure whether these rumors are true or not. I'm going to go ahead and assume that they're false. If they are, I say the Pittsburgh Steelers go 10-6. They're not going to the wild card. I mean, there's no way. But the Steelers are going 10-6. They're going to have a fairly good season next year. The Cincinnati Bengals, they're going to win the AFC North. There's no doubt in my mind about that. The Bengals, they're on the rise. They're going to win the division. The AFC South, considering that my favorite team is in the AFC South, this one's probably going to be a pretty controversial call, but I actually do have stock to back this up. So don't go raging at me saying, oh, you're just putting too much stock in your favorite team. I'm not, okay? Considering what they did last year, they have a good chance at doing better this year. Yes, the Houston Texans. They're my favorite team, even though I tried to keep bias out of the way, and it worked. Pushing the fact completely out of my mind, that they're my favorite team. Because trust me, if I'd kept it in mind that they were my favorite team, I'd have given them a 15-1 season. But I pushed that fact out of my mind, and I gave them 13-3. Think about it. They lost one of their two major defensive players this year, Brian Cushing. A lot of people don't realize how important he is to the Houston Texans defense. He is an important part of that defense. With him coming back to the team, if the Houston Texans can stay healthy, they're going to go 13-3. However, the Indianapolis Colts, I predict that Andrew Luck is going to improve enough over the offseason to give the Indianapolis Colts a 12-4 record, definitely first wild card. Jacksonville Jaguars, they just did 2-14. Oh, they're going to go 3-13. They're a piece of crap team. They're going to be bottom of the barrel in the NFL. There's no doubt about it. Now, this one is my off-the-wall prediction. The Tennessee Titans. I think Jake Locker is going to improve enough to pull off a 10-6 season. I really do. Now, again, I might just be saying this because I like the Titans a lot, but still, you have to think. I mean, Jake Locker is a decent quarterback. It's just that, you know, he hasn't really had... He didn't really get enough experience in his first 2 years. Here, he's his third year pro. I think he's going to make it. I think he's going to do good. Now, the AFC East, Buffalo Bills, 4-12. I mean, the Bills are complete crap. They have been since they lost the Super Bowl back in 94. I mean, come on. I think it's 94. Yeah, like they went to 4 Super Bowls in a row and they lost them all. Yeah, it'd be 94 because they went in 91, 92, 93, 94. So, yeah. 94. They've been garbage ever since then, so. But the thing that really makes me mad about the Buffalo Bills is that everybody, every year, puts stock in them. They don't even deserve. I mean, don't get me wrong. Well, no, I can't really say that. I mean, I'm indifferent about the Bills. I don't like them, but I don't hate them. So, you know, they're somewhere in between. But I have to say, the Buffalo Bills, they get overhyped at the beginning of every single season. Everybody says they're going to make it to the playoffs every year. And it never happens. Learn your lesson. Good God. Miami Dolphins, I think they're going to do better next season. I think they're going 11-5. I really do. 11-5, they're going to get a wild card spot. New England Patriots, 12-4. They do it every year. They're going to do it again. They win the AFC East every year. That trend is going to continue until they lose Tom Brady. There's no doubt in my mind about that. I mean, Tom Brady is, hands down, best quarterback in the NFL today. You can't deny that. I don't care what anybody says about Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning would be better as a head coach than a quarterback. Well, no, I take that back. He'd be a better offensive coordinator. I mean, this is what would be happening down on the field. He'd be, okay, go out in this formation. Once they get on the field, he doesn't even take a look at the defense. Okay, get into this formation. Hurry up, audible out of that. Get into this formation. Da-da-da-da-da. And defense won't know what the hell's going on. So, yeah. Peyton Manning would be a better head coach than the quarterback. But I'd love to see that happen one day, too. But Tom Brady is the best quarterback in the NFL today. In my opinion, he is the third best quarterback ever. And the New York Jets, oh, they're going to go 9-7. They're complete garbage. Fire Mark Sanchez. He ain't worth a crap, okay? Just get rid of him. Everybody always asks me, why don't you like the Jets? Why are you always dissing on the Jets? Mark Sanchez. Get rid of him. good God, people won't shut up about him. The AFC West, Denver Broncos, I think they're going to fizzle. Well, not really fizzle, because, I mean, Peyton Manning is still a great quarterback. I mean, I know what I just said about him being a better head coach. He's still a great quarterback, but I don't think the Denver Broncos are going to do near as well as they did last season. Peyton Manning is going to settle more in. He's going to settle in more. I worded that wrong. He's going to settle in more. He's not going to take as many risks. Therefore, he's just not going to make it all that great. Plus that, I think Peyton Manning really only has maybe 3 more years in him at the most. 3. So, he's going to be a bit more conservative. He's going to want to be a safer player. So, that's all I'm going to say about that. But they're going 11-5. They'll win the division. Kansas City Chiefs, with Alex Smith, really this could go anywhere from 9-7, or from 7-9, 10-6. But I'm gonna stay on the lower spectrum of that, because, well, think about it. The 49ers, they have a unique offense. I mean, there is really no offense like the 49ers as far as style, and I really can't think of any word other than style and maybe defiance. Like, they define themselves well as a different kind of offense. So, Alex Smith and the Kansas City Chiefs, they're going to have to meet in the middle somewhere, and I don't think that's going to happen this next season. It'll take them at least a couple seasons to adjust. But Kansas City Chiefs, the year after, the season after this, if they do it right, they could very easily win the division. Now here's another one that's a bit off the wall, because I know nobody trusts this team at this point. They haven't been worth a crap since the early 2000s. In my opinion, they really haven't been they really haven't been very much since the early 80s. But that's just my opinion. And this was back when they were in Los Angeles. Yes, I'm talking about the Oakland Raiders. But if they can get the right players in the draft, I think they'll go 9-7, 10-6. Easily. Well, maybe not easily, but they'll go 9-7, 10-6 next season. I guarantee it. The San Diego Chargers, 8-8. A lot of people are going to be disappointed by this call because they think the Chargers are like the best team in the AFC West right now. Yes, I actually do know a lot of people who think the Chargers are better than the Broncos. But, well, I'm just not going to put all the stock that everybody else puts into them. Now on to the seeding. First seed, Houston Texans. I mean, I hate to make something that controversial of a call, because Houston is my favorite team, and I know that'll probably get some people to thinking, hey, he's giving his own team a little bit of leeway. I might be, but in all seriousness, I really think they can pull it off. Number 2, New England Patriots. Obvious is, the New England Patriots making it to the playoffs is as obvious as the fact that the sun will rise in the morning. I don't care what anybody says about Wes Welker leaving. He still has other good receivers. Don't doubt Tom Brady, though. He could probably work well with just about anyone. The way he works that offense, again, it's unique. although it's not exactly uncommon. I mean, he sort of invented the style of offense that the Patriots used, just like Peyton Manning invented the kind of offense that the Indianapolis Colts used with him. I mean, first of all, I sort of credit Peyton Manning pretty much with the invention of using an audible commonly. You know, audibles weren't all that common before Peyton Manning entered the NFL. A cool story is that one of my teachers actually had a class with Peyton Manning at the University of Tennessee. But, well, that's a different story. I'm not going to talk about that right now. But, number 3, third seed, Denver Broncos. They're going to be able to pull it off with Peyton Manning. And I just got through talking about him. So, number 4, fourth seed, Cincinnati. You know, I don't doubt Cincinnati. I think they can pull it off. 5th seed, Indianapolis Colts. Come on, people. Be reasonable. The Indianapolis Colts are going to go to the playoffs again because Andrew Luck is going to improve. People underestimated him last season. They're going to underestimate him again. I actually said that in my top 10 favorites video. I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, they underestimated him last season. They're going to underestimate him again. It's obvious. It's obvious to me that they're going to go. 6th seed, again, a little controversial. I don't like this team very much. A lot of people think I do for some reason. But the Miami Dolphins, honestly think they're going to make it. But comes down to the wild card playoff round. Miami will be going to Denver. This is the lowest scoring game in the entirety of the playoffs, so you might call me a little crazy on this one. Denver's going to pull off a win 13-10. Indianapolis is going to go to Cincinnati. I think they're going to win 28-20. In the divisional round of the playoffs, Denver is going to go to New England, and New England is going to win the game 35-27. Once again, we're going to see Peyton Manning and Tom Brady match up in the playoffs. Now that's going to be fun because, first of all, Peyton Manning's with a different team. So, you know, seeing him work with the Denver Broncos instead of the Indianapolis Colts facing off against Tom Brady, that's going to be fun. Plus that, anytime that Tom Brady and Peyton Manning meet up in the playoffs, it's pretty much a shootout. But I think the defenses will be at work here. So we'll just see. But I think Tom Brady is going to pull off the win over his quarterback rival. And in that game, I'd be cheering my ass off for New England because I don't like Peyton Manning all that much. Although I do credit him with a lot. Indianapolis going to Houston. I see Houston winning this one 31-20. Why is this? It's Indianapolis going to Houston. This is a matchup that's always known for one thing. The home team wins. That's always the way it is between Indianapolis and Houston. If Indianapolis goes to Houston, Houston's going to win. If Houston's going to Indianapolis, Indianapolis is going to win. Indianapolis is going to Houston, so Houston is going to win with a big lead. And then in the conference championship, we're going to be seeing New England go to Houston. I think this is going to be one of the more fun games to watch. Because obviously I'd be cheering for Houston. But New England going to Houston. I think Houston's going to win this game 44-41. It's going to be a close game. One thing that I think Houston should do, though, for the playoffs, not the Super Bowl, because I see them going to the Super Bowl, but for the playoffs, I think they should put T.J. Yates in there instead of Matt Schaub. But when they get to the Super Bowl, I think they should switch it back to Matt Schaub. Okay, now, my Super Bowl matchup. The Houston Texans versus the Atlanta Falcons. I see Houston winning this game 38-35. Why? Well, think about it. Atlanta has a pass-oriented offense. Houston is generally able to defend the pass well when both J.J. Watt and Brian Cushing are there. Even with just J.J. Watt there, they're generally able to put up a good pass defense, but nothing like if both of them are there. It's pretty devastating to a pass offense, really. Houston has a primarily running offense with Arian Foster and Ben Tate. Which means, A, Atlanta, they don't have a very good running defense. I think they will be able to improve that, but not for players like Arian Foster or Ben Tate or Forsett, if Forsett gets the chance to play. By the way, this is bubblegum, okay, so don't put any crazy comments about it being like spitting tobacco or nothing. As I know somebody will say that if I don't give the disclaimer. I'm serious. Like, people at school ask me that all the time. I guess it might be just because I live in Tennessee. But, yeah. Now I lost my... Oh, yeah. Okay, I lost my train of thought there for a second. Another thing is, with Arian Foster and Ben Tate being able to run that football, Houston will be able to set up a great play-action pass offense. They always do the best at the play-action pass. And why wouldn't they? I mean, they got Andre Johnson. They got Kevin Walter. They got Posey. They got Daniel... Not Daniel Graham, but... Crap, I done forgot his last name. Daniels something. Owen Daniels, that's it. And, Graham. That's his last name. Houston really does have a better all-around team than anybody else. Atlanta, they're basically offense-oriented, and their offense is pass-oriented. So, they're more of a two-dimensional team. Houston is a three-dimensional team. As much as I hate to say this, because I am giving Atlanta a better record than Houston, I still think Houston's going to pull off the win. Plus that, I want to see him pull off the win, obviously. So, and this time, if y'all say that I'm being biased towards Houston, you might be right. You might be. You know, about the Super Bowl. About the playoffs, I'm not being biased about that at all. I really think they might be able to pull that off. But with that said, I think that means this video is over. Don't worry, for those of you who are expecting video game and movie videos, those will be coming later. This will be the last football video I do for a while, so I'll see you then. Thank you for watching. Mr. Gaming Musician out.